Hey folks, welcome back. This is part 2 of my Day 37 Juice Feast video, and I'm also talking about raw food diets and what I feel like is the ideal raw food diet for people. So I was talking about, eating, locally, eating high fruit, eating high greens, and, if you're living, if you're not very detoxed, or you're living in an area that's not convenient, or whatnot, towards getting a lot of local produce in the winter, you can grow your own greens inside. As I was saying, it's pretty inexpensive to do. Definitely recommend high greens no matter where you are, but if you can't get as much fruit, do higher greens and do the fruit as you can. And one of the best ways to get these fruits and greens in, if you're new to the raw diet, or you just don't have time to eat all these large salads, is to do green smoothies, which many of you who are familiar with the raw community and the popularization of them through Victoria Butenko and through other amazing raw food teachers, you know all about it. You just take whatever your favorite fruit is and put it into the blender, put a bunch of greens in there. At first you can do less greens until you develop more of a taste for them, and then you want to add more and more, and then just throw some water in the blender, keep it simple, blend it up, and you've got a smoothie that could have like a whole huge bunch of kale in there, and a cup of fruit, 2 cups of fruit, whatever. You're getting all this amazing nutrition all in one go, and you can drink that. It's a great thing for breakfast in the morning to give you fuel throughout the day. The greens will provide you the lasting grounded energy, and the fruit will give you a boost right away. So it's definitely pretty awesome. So all the stuff I had been saying about the diet, the reason I was saying about needing to detox a little before strictly doing the 80-10-10 diet is because if you are, say you're coming from a place of being diabetic, and you're doing all the high fruit and you haven't detoxed your body enough, the fruit sugar can spike your blood sugar levels and require more insulin or medication. According to the work of Dr. Gabriel Cousens, who I love, I respect, he's an amazing healer and teacher. I definitely recommend checking out his work on healing diabetes. His diet is a lot more greens and a lot less fruit and moderate fat, and I think his diet is the ideal healing diet, based on what I've observed. And then, when you move into the ideal situation, doing more fruit, moderate greens, and very low fat is the ideal in the long run, provided you have the right circumstances to do it. But anyways, that being said, I also think that, if you can't do a 100% raw food diet, that's fine. You can eat healthy things. As many of you may already know, in the raw food community, people that, don't eat 100% raw may eat things like quinoa. They may eat things like sweet potatoes, squash, stuff like that is very easy to digest and provides some carbs for energy, but it's not going to, inhibit you too much. And definitely, ideally, staying away from things like wheat gluten, which is in a lot of gourmet vegetarian and vegan food to stimulate the texture of meat. And some people may disagree with it, but I still think that eating some beans and legumes can be moderately healthy depending on your body type and whatnot. And ultimately, in the end, you just have to test what works for you. I think that anybody can do a healthy, high raw, vegan diet, and have exceptional health. They can have the best health ever. Also, it's a good idea to supplement, whether you're vegan or not, with vitamin B12, and try and get as much sun as you can. Try and get out and sit in the sun. If you're lighter skinned, if you're very light skinned, fair, about 20 minutes a day should be sufficient. If you're in a reasonably sunny area, maybe if you're farther away from the equator, you may need just a little more time, but I think a lot of the studies show that 20 minutes is sufficient. If you're darker skinned, the darker you are, the longer time you need to spend out in the sun. So if you're very dark, you may actually need a couple hours to be out in the sun. So definitely try and get as much sun as you can, and try and get outdoors into the sun, because when you sit behind the glass in your house, you don't get all the vital rays from the sun, the different energy waves that your body can utilize to create more vitamin D. So my diet, when I'm done juicing, my plan is going to be to start. I guess I'm going to start with the prunes thing. I see that some other people are doing that, and I'll probably follow the prunes later in the day with some melon, like cantaloupe or honeydew or watermelon, whatever I can find. It's kind of out of season locally where I am, but I can probably still get some of the health food store for a day or so. And the next few days I'm going to do probably green smoothies, or I'm going to mono-eat some different kinds of fruit. Like in one day I'll eat this type of fruit, the next day I'll eat another type. Or I might do a green smoothie. I'm just going to have to see what my body likes and take it slow and do moderate amounts, and still keep having juice during those days as well. Definitely when you're doing raw, and what I'm going to need to do is build a good support group, make some new friends, attend some raw food potlucks, host some raw food potlucks at my house here, and I'm actually going to have a juicing party soon. I'm going to have people over. We're going to have some wheatgrass juice and green juice and orange juice and whatever kinds of fruits or veggies people want to bring over that will make some fantastic, nutritious, amazing juices with. Anyway, so I don't want to keep rambling on, but thank you folks for joining me for this video. I hope you share it with your friends. I'm super excited about it, and I actually would like to write an ebook at some point on juicing and on different recipes you can do, on the pitfalls of juicing and the raw food diet and food issues that I've had. And I'm going to write it while I'm dealing with these issues and healing from these food issues, because I'm the kind of person that I'll eat super, super healthy, and then when I get depressed or I lack motivation and I lack support around me, I start to go back to eating more processed, junky vegan foods like the wheat gluten, and more soy products and like soy ice cream and things like that, and just heavy fat, oily, salty, sugary things. And definitely the way to not do that is to have support around you, and stay focused on what your mission is in life. And for me, that is to share my healing journey with you folks, with the world, in the hopes that you can get some inspiration from it, and that we can all heal the world together. So I want to write that ebook on juicing, and I also want to write a book on raw food recipes, healthy raw food recipes, even some moderate recipes that may or may not be raw. And I definitely want to start a daily blog besides just the vlog here. I'm going to start one of those as well, and share this with you folks on a regular basis, and host some events hopefully in the near future. So anyways, thank you folks for joining me today. Namaste. Thank you so much for all your support and your love. I wish all of you great peace on your journeys, and let's create a beautiful world. Let's create a beautiful, beautiful peace within us, and let's share it out with the rest of the world.